All righty. I am ready to get started. Just trying to figure out this view thing. Okay, I don't know. That's what I've got today. So, I had some questions that people sent in. So let me get those answered, and we might get off a little early today. So, um, someone asked, do you do in-person coaching? They said that they don't know how to use Zoom. And so I do not do any in-person coaching. I do everything online. And so I definitely can walk you through this. I've walked a few other people through how to use Zoom. And so you either go to your desktop and type in zoom.us and create just a real quick email login type thing. It sends a verification to your email address, just so that it is who you say you are. Assign a name that you want to be called, and it's that simple. If it's on your phone that you want to use it, you'll use an app on your phone. And so all types of cell phones, the smartphones have the app. And so you just sign in. I have an Apple, so I'm not sure on Android, but I know both have the app for Zoom, and then you create a login that way too. So that would be how you would do that. If you're doing the full program with me, the full program has a one-on-one coaching link. So the emails that you get from me for the full program, they have a link that takes you to a calendar. You pick which date or time works best for you. And then once you put your name and address or email address, phone number in there, then it sends you reminders. And in that reminder, there's like a hyperlink. So you just click that link and it takes you directly at the right time. Like when you log in at your time of your appointment, it'll take you directly to the Zoom link. So it's so really amazing with technology that we don't have to know anything about. I just know that you hit the button and it takes you there. So it makes that so much nicer. Let's see. What do you talk about in one-on-one coaching? So we talk about whatever's going on with you. So if you have food stuff or life stuff, whatever you've got going. So sometimes people ask me questions during coaching about like something that we learned, and they want a little more information about it. Sometimes people need some reassurance. Sometimes we're going to work on your thoughts or your habits. Sometimes we clean up some of that stinking self-talk kind of stuff. Um, so uh, we rarely have issues that are just about food. I mean, nobody has just had a weight problem because they just have a food problem. It's always some kind of a thought or a habit issue with it. So we kind of clean some of that stuff up. And then the other thing is if you come to the lesson, to the coaching, not the lesson, to the coaching session, and you have nothing's going on. I think it's all okay. We're just going through the motions. I want you to still come to the coaching sessions, because a lot of times what comes up is that you have nothing. So we can either reiterate what is going great, or we can talk about just like, I have a whole bunch of questions I can ask you, and then see what comes up with those kind of things. So either way, it's super beneficial. Something will always come out of it. You'll create some kind of awareness with your coaching, which is amazing. Oh, somebody wanted to know kind of the obstacle strategy challenges kind of link. And so what are some of those kind of examples? So if you have an obstacle that you overeat at dinner, let's say you have an overeating at dinner type obstacle, the strategy would be to eat less. And you might do that by leaving 2 bites behind. You might say, I'm going to leave half of this, or I'm going to leave half of it and then wait 5 minutes. And then if I'm hungry, I can still eat more. Maybe it's a location thing. So We're typically overeating at dinner. It's kind of a habit that we've had. We know we need to eat less. That would be our strategy. And so the challenge for it would be to maybe like sit in a seat that you're not normally in, or have a different plate, or have a smaller fork, or I don't know, whatever it is. But you could pick something. Um, what else did I have for you? All or nothing. So you know that you are a person who kind of does that all or nothing. And when you have those thoughts of all or nothing, you quit. And so, like, if you've made a mistake, you're like, I've already messed up, let's quit. And then maybe your challenge is that for every time you thought you did something wrong, you have to immediately follow it up with something you did right. Maybe that would be your challenge. Maybe your challenge is every day you fill out the daily plan worksheet and you say 3 wins, 3 things I did right today, every single day. Get in the habit of changing that kind of thinking of what you're focusing on. Oh, sometimes people eat in secret, or they'll eat sweets in secret. And so, and they eat it until it's all gone. That's kind of me sometimes. So when you're eating in secret, and then we want to, the strategy is going to be like, we remove the power I give sweets. That might be the strategy. And we might do that by like actually planning a sweet often, or every day, or deciding what it is, so that we can intentionally eat that sweet in front of our our family or our spouse or whoever, so that it stops that cycle of eating in private, eating shamefully, that kind of thing. And so we do it in a controlled kind of like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it in front of people and I'm going to enjoy it. And like, usually what happens is you get all these thoughts. Anytime you do these challenges, you get these thoughts like, this is wrong, or I'm not doing this right, or any of that kind of thing. So they're just challenges to do. Did I have anything else with that one? No. Okay. Oh, okay. So somebody said that they knew when they were hungry and they knew when they were full, but the in between part is what the part that they really weren't certain of. And so I thought that was super interesting because it gives you so much information. And so, like when you have so much information here. So like, you know that you're hungry and you're eating. And then you know when you had too much, but you're really trying to figure out that in between. That means you have 2 bookends to be able to figure it out within. And so you just get really, really curious. So like, you start looking for those hunger cues. And I know we talked about hunger cues on Friday, but like, you start looking at hunger cues. So like, is it a sigh? And then you start thinking like, I guess I should eat some more of this. Or your brain is trying to figure out what the best bites are. Maybe your brain starts thinking about like, what is there to do after I'm done eating? Or like, you're thinking of the grocery list, or you're thinking of like something to do with the kids afterwards. So like, you're distracted in other directions, not focusing on your food anymore. Um, Oh, I just say, like, be super curious about when you're stopping and why you stopped, right? Was there some reason why you stopped? Was it just because you were out of food? Like, what was it? What was the reason for stopping? Is it because you think it should be a certain way, kind of thing? And then think, like, what's the worst that's going to happen if I stop and I'm still hungry? So, like, in 5 to 10 minutes, you can eat again. Like, just eat more. Like, that's the worst that's going to happen. Or like, maybe you ate and you don't have the opportunity to eat again. And like, instead of 3 to 4 hours, you're hungry in an hour or two, and then you eat. So, I mean, the worst that happens is you eat again. That's the absolute worst that happens. Or you figure out that that was actually full. So next time I'm going to try to eat a couple bites less. Like, the difference between before full and full is a couple bites. And so figuring out when those couple bites are, and then really start looking at that. And like, any little thing that you think, is this a hunger cue? Could this be what she's talking about? Go ahead and stop and just see what happens. Stop and say, like, I am just like flexing that muscle of control. I'm flexing that little power to see what happens here or there. So that's the worst that's going to happen. Let's see. Someone's messaging me. What does this say? Oh, I let me finish, let them finish writing. So, okay. So there's something else I want to talk to you guys about. So, it's cleaning up the why. Why do you want to lose weight? And so if you have another person in your why, so if you, and it's kind of different. So like if you have, I want to be able to be on the floor so that I can play with the kids or the grandkids or whatever it is. That's still about you. And yeah, there's a trigger in there that you want to be able to play with the grandkids, but it's really, if you listen to that statement, it's about you wanting to be able to get on and off the floor. And so if your why is so that your husband loves you more or your wife finds you attractive, can't get that word out. If your wife finds you more attractive, those are not the best why statements. And because you don't really have control over them. So what somebody else thinks or feels, says or does, that is in their head. That is in their they call it their thought model. That is all for them. And so when you um, are coming up with your whys, make sure they totally involve you. So like if your, let's say your spouse, you get to like an amazing goal, whatever it is you set for yourself, it's exactly where you want to be. And your goal and your partner doesn't think that you're any more attractive, or maybe they just don't tell you. Maybe it has nothing to do with like what you are looking like or what they're feeling. They're just not a person who communicates. And so when you have set your why on somebody else, then you are giving them all the credit and all of the blame when it turns out or doesn't turn out for you. So if you learn how to make those about you, then what's so nice is that you will always know when you hit your goal because of how you feel, because you hit your why. Those whys are completely dependent on you and your thoughts. Oh, that's what they were asking. What is the difference between the free and the paid program? So the free program, it's really on your own. And so what you'll find is I'm going to start posting like these monthly Q&A kind of things. And so the people in the paid program, the people in the free program, everyone can come for that monthly Q&A. If there's something I'm wanting to talk about, maybe something that's kind of like whatever's going on, seasonal holiday, or if I have a lot of people asking me questions about the same kind of thing, then maybe I'll give you like a little lesson learned kind of thing. But it'll definitely be a place for Q&A kind of stuff, and I'm going to do that once a month. So the free program is 100% for you to just get a taste of what I'm going to do with the people in the full program. But that 5-day free program is something, it gives you like a great starting place to just do that on your own and get started. And then if you need me, then like once a month, you can definitely hop on, ask me some questions, or anytime we open up the program, the full program, you're welcome to join then. But it's not everyone has the time or the money to be able to commit to a program. And I don't think my program is any less valuable. I think it's fabulous, but I want to be able to help everybody. And so this is my way of getting to help people. So let's see. Oh, how long is the full program? So the full program, it is a 3-month program. That's the commitment. And then it's month to month after that. And so the idea is that you are super empowered to be able to take everything that you've learned and just really do this for yourself. And so I know that I want 3 months to just be able to explain all the different kinds of lessons to you. And then after that, like if you need a little more support or you enjoy the coaching sessions and that's been very helpful for you, then you go month to month. But it's a 3-month commitment to start with. And then the follow-up question with that was, how much does it cost? And so this is what they're calling the Founders Program. And so since it's the first out of the gate program with me, you get a discounted rate. So this particular program is $189 enrollment fee and $239 a month after. And so I don't know what it'll be the next time around, but I do know the price is going up the next session. So I don't know what that is, but I wanted it that way with this introductory group and kind of thank them for starting with me, and then it'll grow from there. So I'm not sure what the next one will be, but that's what it is now. How much time do I need to invest? That was a great question. I loved it. So you can invest as much time or as little time as you want, and your results will show it. So most of my calls, like my Zoom calls, are less than 30 minutes. And so you would have no more than one-on-one coaching and one kind of group session a week. So 2 half hours over the course of the week. Definitely go to your one-on-one coaching. This is in the full program. The other one, if you're not able to make it, I'll send out a recording. So just like I did on Friday, I sent the Zoom replay, and I will do that with the other two. And then how much time on your own? So like I'm talking minutes. So most of my videos are less than 10 minutes. And so that's once a week. And each day for you to plan, each day for you to do a little assessment. Those are like probably honestly 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. If you're doing more than that, you are going to need to hop on coaching and figure out what your block is. And so I talked to somebody today and I said, I totally recognize myself in this lady because the defiance was there. And so if you're having some kind of defiant, I don't have to do this, I don't want to do this. And it's like knowing that door is the one that's going to like send you to the next area, and you're like defiant, digging your heels in. I'm not going through the door, even if you know it's something great on the other side. So I have that defiant personality. I think I've told you guys that a few times. So yeah, I would say 5 to 10 minutes a day, once a week, 10 minutes, and then twice a week, 30 minutes. So, I mean, you're talking less than a couple hours for the entire week. I think that you 100% can carve out some time for yourself. You deserve it. You're so worthy of your time. And so like you could do this a lot of times while you're having your morning coffee or your morning tea or water or whatever it is. So I like it even before bed because it gives me that opportunity to be like, and these are my thoughts, and I let go of them, and now I can go to bed and they don't come with me. So I like before bed too. How long before I see results? So that one is really different for each person. It depends on like body chemistry. It totally depends on, so sometimes we have these little sneaky thoughts that we're gonna see how much, like when I tell you you can eat whatever you want, well, I'm gonna show her and I'm gonna eat everything I want. And so your body is still going to like be processing whatever you're feeding it. So when you don't lose weight, then like we will totally evaluate what your habits are that week. That's why you do the habit tracker, because the habits are more important to me than what your scale is. So if your habit tracker says that you're not following all these habits, then it tells me which ones that maybe would be the next place to focus on with you. And so it's not a good, bad, you did good, you lost weight, or you did bad because you didn't. It's like, what habits could we maybe clean up and then see what happens with those. And like worst thing that happens is you have a great set of habits. Like how terrible would that be, right? Let's see, what's that next question say? What makes this different from any other program? So um, I keep getting like some funny responses from people. It's great. So they want to know what I'm going to tell them to eat or what kind of exercise I'm going to tell them to do. And I do neither of those things. And so when I started getting the coaching, when I started my weight loss journey, I just wanted them to tell me what to eat. I was so broken. I had no idea. My picker was broke, is I guess how you'd say it. Like I couldn't figure out what to eat. I had no idea. I just needed you to tell me what I could have or what I couldn't have. And they wouldn't do it. My mentor wouldn't do that, my coach. And so she's like, you just have to come up with something. If it doesn't work, then try something else. And if that doesn't work, try something else. And eventually what happened was I learned how to trust myself and create meals. Like if it was good, then I enjoyed it. And if it wasn't, then I tried to make it better the next time. I learned like in the beginning, I've already told you guys that like I didn't know how to even put spices or sauces together. I was afraid to cook. I was afraid to make decisions. And so the only way to not be afraid is to do the thing. They say, the best way to get over the fear of flying is to get on a plane. And so I just kept making plans, and that's kind of like what it is with you guys. So you'll just make a plan and see what there is to learn about it. And the more you learn about the way you're planning and what you're eating and how your body's responding, what your results are, it will empower you. It will totally empower you to get like the next thing to try. So that is the big difference. So I try to tell people I'm not focusing on nutrition. I'm not a dietitian. I don't tell you nutrition counseling. I mean, you can tell me probably 20 things that you think are good and healthy. Of course, your body is going to like the healthier, the better. It will have more nutrients that it feeds it. And so, but there's some calories, there's some sugar. It feeds your brain, feeds your taste buds. So like everything has a place. But of course, nutrient dense foods are going to be what your body truly desires. And I know you know exactly what a good food is. And if you're arguing over a food, then it's because you're being defiant and digging your heels in. So like if it grew in the ground or on a tree, if it was an animal, then it's all good. And so like, I don't know how else to say that. The others are good for your taste buds. And so when you're wanting to feed your body healthy, then you know that you're looking for nutrients more times than just happy taste buds. And I'm not saying the nutrient things can't taste good. I'm not saying that at all because I am not eating things that don't taste good. Never will that happen to me. And so, but good things that taste good, that make my taste buds happy and also have lots of nutrients for me. So the big difference is that in this program we focus on your habits and your thoughts. So the way you talk to yourself and how you think about things that are going on, sabotaging type thoughts that would normally lead you to want to quit, empowering thoughts that are going to want to like keep trying. Those are the things we do. Is there just some little habit? Are you eating to not feel something? Those are all the areas that we explore. It's different from a lot of the other programs because those ones are telling you how many calories or how many points or what you can have or what you can't have. And that's not what I do. It's figure it out together. How did your body respond? You make a very empowered choice on what the next thing to try is. Can I still eat my favorite foods? That's kind of what we just said. So of course you can eat your favorite foods. You will figure out, I say your playground is in quantity, quality, and frequency. So when you're trying to figure out what you can have, like what you want to have, it's not what you can have because you can have anything. Anything can go in your mouth. You get to decide. But when you're trying to hit a goal and still have things you enjoy, then play in that area of like quantity. So how much of this? Here's a good example. So I always say ice cream. Ice cream sends me to the restroom. And so I'll just leave it at that. And I would be in there for a while. And often. And, but what I have figured out is if I eat half a cup of ice cream, I don't have any issues. So quantity, it'd be like a half a cup instead of like 3 cups of ice cream. And so quality might be like ice cream's a never for me, but and I do eat ice cream, so don't think I'm saying that, but it could be that like maybe I have some other kind of like fresh fruit, or I mean, I don't want to go from one extreme to another, but like that would be more of a quality type thing. Frequency might be like, I can have it once a week and it doesn't bother my system. If I have it every day, it's too often. So quality, quantity, and frequency is a great playground with figuring out what foods to have and how often, how your body's physically responding to it, and what the goal for like getting to your weight loss looks like. Are there cheat days? There are no need for cheat days. So the whole idea of cheat day sounds like you are cheating on yourself, because we're not doing a diet. We are totally figuring out how we want to eat and take the best care of ourselves. So to cheat, like you wouldn't have like in your marriage a cheat day. Like why would you have a cheat day on yourself ever? So like plan that stuff, girl. Like when I got asked this, I just kind of laughed. Having a cheat day. No, you're not having a cheat day. You are just eating foods you like. So plan them and figure them out in the quality, quantity, and frequency playground. So no cheat days. All the foods are on the table. You can have any food you want. You'll figure out how much, how often to have it. How can I get the best results from this program? What extra can I do? So what extra can I do? You can take time to do the work. So take time to make the plan. Don't create excuses. Don't look for excuses. Don't justify. Don't be looking for some way out. Like when I did this, I told you guys, I'm the queen of defiance. Like if I can find an easier way, I'm doing it. If I can find some reason to not have to do something. So what eventually happened was I just did the things so that I could say I did them and they didn't work. Well, guess what? They ended up working. So haha on me, right? And so when they worked, there's nothing more I can say, right? And then hello, sign me up for coaching certification, because this little gem that was presented to me that I did not want to believe is amazing. So I've got to share it with everybody. So yeah, just do the work. There's not that much to it. It's honestly like these little tiny things create so much awareness, and that awareness like takes over everything. So do that work. Just give yourself a few minutes each day. It's amazing. I am not a journaler and don't like to write things down. How can I do this program? So in the beginning, I truly like, I so recognize with this person asking me this. Okay, so I did not like to write things down. I did not want to have to write things down. I did not want to have to be a person who had to write things down. And so I would make up every excuse or justification to not write things down. And then it got easier. And so then I found out, oh, I can count my plan as a journal. I can count assessing my plan as a journal. And then it got to be where like I cleaned up all those habits and all that was left was journaling. And I think in my head, I thought it was going to be some like journaling, like, dear diary, this is who I'm crushing on. This is who did me wrong. Like, that's what I thought it would be like for journaling. And it's not. And so now one of my favorite things is like, and they're all over the internet. Like, I love them. They're called journal prompts. And so, like, whatever is going on, like, maybe you're arguing in your relationship, so you do some relationship journal prompts, or maybe your self-worth isn't quite where it's at, so you do some self-worth or self-love type journal prompts, or gratitude journal prompts, or I don't know, there's so many different ones. So you can look up journal prompts on the internet and like there will be just tons and tons. And like I will typically set a 2-minute timer, and the 2 minutes is up and I already have so much, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to just like finish a couple more paragraphs. And like it's just so quick because it's not me having to like figure out, it's just kind of like someone saying, what's your opinion on this? And like everyone has an opinion. And so, but like it's amazing how much I find out about myself by just writing something. And like each thing is, it doesn't even necessarily have to be about what's going on today, although that can be awesome too. Um, Oh, the other thing I want to say is in the beginning, I really, really was not wanting to write stuff down. So what I did was there's an app called Marco Polo. And so it's kind of like doing like when you text a friend, but it's a video text. And so the little videos just stay on this app. And so at the beginning, I took my phone number and I made my Marco Polo account. And then I created another one like with my work number or my husband's cell number or something. I don't remember what I used, and I sent a Marco to that other phone number. And so what happened was it became like a video diary for me, like a video log. And so on my way to work, I would just flip it on, have it sitting on my dash, and I would just talk to myself about like, hey, this is what happened yesterday, or this is what is going to happen today. These are the thoughts I have about it. This person did piss me off, or whatever it is, the thing is that is on your mind. And so that is what I did. And I would just like Marco Polo myself. Nobody else ever saw it. I didn't write things down. I just put it in Marco Polo so that I could get those thoughts to formulate into sentences and then get them out. And it was amazing. When was the last time you overate or ate off plan? Okay, so I'm going to tell you. So last week I had the Zoom call with you guys on Friday, right? So on Thursday, my plan was to take everybody's questions that they had and put them on a list so that it would be quick and easy. And I had all these thoughts about nobody's going to show up for this Zoom, nobody's going to do my program, nobody's going to do whatever. And so, basic ideas like everybody else has when they're trying something new. And so, I did not want to go in and write those questions. Like I had just got to where I did not want to do any of it. And so then I started procrastinating. And so it's where you are procrastinating by snacking. So procrastinating is what I did. And so that was on Thursday. And I had wrote on my plan. I still make a daily plan. And it may look different from time to time based on like what my activities are. But at that time, what I did was I put on the plan ice cream. And so I put ice cream on the plan, and then I did not want to go in and create this list of questions that you guys had all given me. And so I was like, I have ice cream on the plan. I'm kind of hungry. Let's go have our snack. And I went in the kitchen and we had bought a pumpkin pie. It's pumpkin pie season. So I cut the pumpkin pie and thought, well, pumpkin pie is a swap, which it's fine to swap things. It's you who is in that decision of whether it's good enough or not. And so, and I had a sliced pumpkin pie instead of my ice cream. That would have been fine. But then I thought, technically I'm off plan. My brain went into this whole spin cycle of it's not good enough, you're off plan. These are all old thoughts that have come up for me in the past of worth and lack and all that kind of thing. And so then I went in and I had potato chips, probably a half a bag, family size bag. So I don't think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I have binge tendencies that I have dealt with. Occasionally they come back up for me and I just get to deal with them again and again. So it doesn't happen as often. I'm definitely able to like understand why I'm doing things now, but so I had potato chips. Then I had this thought that my husband and son will probably eat the other pieces of the pie and I won't get any more. So then I ate another piece of pumpkin pie. And then I thought I have really messed everything up and nothing is going to be on plan today. And so I might as well get it as much in as I can. And so I had pretzel rods. And then I had another slice of pumpkin pie so that I could say I got all the slices I wanted before they got home and ate some. And then I switched to cookies. And I had probably 2/3 of a bag of cookies and all of this over the course of an hour and a half, hour maybe. So it was a full-on binge. And I do not beat myself up anymore. I do not talk bad to myself anymore. And those were things that I used to do, and they would have like prolonged the whole day or days worth of eating off plan. And so instead, I have this name for myself, love. And I'm like, love. It'd be like if you talk to one of your kids or somebody else that like, what are you doing, love? And so that's what I said. Love, what are you doing? Like these are all old behaviors. What is going on for you? Why are you doing this? Is there something you're upset about? Is there something that you're trying to avoid? Is there a feeling that you want to feel that you're not? Like, what is it that's going on? And I realized it was overwhelm and some insecurities and things like that about trying something new, having a new program, having a Zoom. I had never done like a hosting of a Zoom before. And so I had all these thoughts. And so I was like, the whole reason why you wanted to write the questions was so that if someone didn't show up, all the questions got answered because some people had already said they weren't going to be able to show up, just like today. And so once I started understanding why I was feeling what I was feeling, and I realized I was just going back to old tendencies of like how I used to solve. I used to solve with food. And so that kind of thing is still in your brain. It's not like it ever truly goes away. So with that, I that was the last time I overate. I overate on Thursday. It was definitely probably what you would call a binge. And it doesn't happen very often, but either way, I truly refuse to ever talk down to myself or beat myself up about it again. So I figure out why it happened and what I was feeling or not feeling and go from there. So next best choice. That's what it always is. So I still have times that I do that. And I marked it on the little habit tracker that I did not eat on plan that day, that I overate. And then I still had my normal dinner. I did not like withhold anything from myself. It's just how it was. So that is the answer to that question. And I don't have anything else coming in. So I want to let you know that the doors close on Sunday. And so if you want to get in on the full program in this section, you will have to sign up for it by Sunday. And then the ongoing program will keep going, and you'll find that you have Q&A opportunities with me once a month. So keep watching on social media, keep watching on the website, and those will be posted there too. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.